Good morning and rise and shine, and welcome to Live at 6:05. I am Dr. Amy Nussbaum. Glad to have you here with me on this Monday morning. And as we get rolling this morning, let me just ask you a few questions. Have you ever felt like you're going through the motions of life? You're busy, but you don't really feel like you're moving forward. You're not really making any progress towards anything. Or do you have a picture of where you want to go? Um, or are you hoping that things are just going to work out, but you really don't have a plan as to how to get there? Or have you ever looked up and realized that you've been reacting to life instead of really living on purpose with your life? And if any of that resonates with you, today's message is for you, because here's the truth: vision gives your life direction, it gives your steps intentionality. It helps you to know exactly what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, and it gives you a way to assess how you're doing as well. So, when your vision is rooted in God's purpose for your life, it becomes the fuel that keeps you going every day. Even when things get hard, it keeps you moving forward. So, what is a vision and why does it matter for your life? Isn't it just living life and enjoying life and having a good time? Well, vision is more than that. Vision is more than just dreaming about where you want to go or what you would like to do. It's a clear picture of where you are going. It's like when you decide you're going on a trip and you decide where you want to go. And then you sit back and you decide, okay, what path am I going to take? Where are we going to stop for bathroom breaks? Do I need to stop overnight? Do I need to get a hotel for that? And it helps you to make those arrangements. So having a vision for your life, it's the God inspired glimpse of your future that gives your present meaning. Proverbs 29:18 tells us, where there is no vision, the people perish. So, other translations of scripture say they cast off restraint or they run wild. In other words, without a vision, we drift. We drift from thing to thing, idea to idea. So and so thinks I should be doing this, so I do that, or this sounds like a good idea, or I see someone else doing this, and maybe I'll step into that. But when you have a vision, you stop living by accident and you start living by design. You have a plan, you have a purpose, you have a direction in life, and you can start to measure your progress on this journey. And really, it gives you a reason to say yes to what aligns and no to what distracts. Your vision doesn't need to be perfect because things shift as we go along with life. Maybe we decide we want to go. As we're journeying and we're headed to a certain state, we decide we want to go to a different city than where we initially thought, but we're still headed in the same basic direction. But our vision for life needs to be personal, and I really encourage it to be prayerful. So, what happens when you don't have vision in your life? Honestly, you lose focus and you can be exhausted because you don't see a purpose in your life. You don't know why you're here. You don't know what you're doing in life. You get up, you get ready, you go to work, you come home, you have dinner, you watch some TV, and you go to bed. You get up and you just do all the same thing every day, and you don't see a purpose to that. You don't see progress in that. And you need to have a vision, and otherwise you get drained and you lose that focus. You say yes to things that drain you because it's what other people feel you should be doing, and you say no to the things that could possibly grow you or challenge you because that's hard. And who wants to do hard things unless you really have to? You compare to others, you start to wander, and you wait, always hoping that something will change. Something's got to change, something's got to give. And you just wait. Okay, something tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. But you live by default. You let life happen to you instead of by design, getting out there and making life happen. But when you have that vision and you show up differently in life, you start to pray differently in life. You start to plan, you start to build, and you start to believe differently in life because now you can see it. You can see in your mind where you're headed, where you want to go, and how you're going to get there. But what if you got clear today. Imagine this. This is one of the things that I love to do with clients, especially in the beginning stages, is what is your vision? Where do you want to head in life? And we go through different activities and different exercises to be able to develop. So you start to figure out what your vision is in life. And for the first time, your vision starts to feel real. And then you start to filter your choices through that vision. That becomes your plumb line. This is, if it doesn't line up with this, I say no. If it does and it helps me further my journey, then I say yes. And your priorities, they start to shift as we work together. And then you begin to recognize God's guidance more clearly, and your confidence begins to grow. After a few sessions, a few weeks, maybe a month or so, your life starts to look more aligned with your vision, and you're more focused, and honestly life is more fulfilling, and you have more joy and more peace and more passion about living everyday life, not because everything is perfect, but because you're moving with purpose. So why not start now? The enemy, if the enemy can't destroy you, he'll distract you. But vision puts on blinders so that it blocks out everything that doesn't align with your purpose, align with your journey, and it helps you to focus. It helps you to run the race without constantly looking at everyone else's race or constantly questioning, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this really the direction I'm supposed to be going? God didn't just save you, He has called you to something beyond what you can even imagine. And vision is how you walk in that calling with focus and with clarity and also with faith. So you are made for more than just survival. You are created to live with purpose and with passion and with vision. So if you're ready to get clear about where God is leading you, drop the word vision in the comments or send me a message. Let's get that complimentary session set up so that we can get you moving in the right direction. I look forward to hearing from you soon so we can get you on that path. I look forward also to seeing you tomorrow. But until then, remember, you are made for more. So go light up this world with your purpose and with your passions.